Hello YouTube, welcome to another video. Today I'll be showing you some FGR.2 gameplay. This also counts for the FG1 because they are basically the same thing. So how I like to play this plane is very aggressively. I basically try to head on everyone with my Skyflash missiles, and I do not give them that much time to evade. So here we are launching my first Skyflash at this Tornado, but unfortunately he notches my radar and I lose luck. I then switch to the AIM-9G and fire it at the Tornado, and I launch an AIM-9G at this F-104. Splash one Tonka, and the F-104 flares my missile. Now I see this other Tornado coming towards me, so I prepare a missile and send it this way. Note that the radar mode I'm in is just the normal track, not the pulse Doppler, because the pulse Doppler wouldn't have worked in that situation. Exactly after we kill the Tornado, we go after this F5C and quickly kill him out of the sky. One big advantage of the British Tech 3 Phantoms is that they have Rolls-Royce Spey engines, which have very good thrust at low altitude. I use this very much to my advantage, as I can basically outrun anything on the deck. So here you see me extending and looking behind me to see how the battle is transforming. After a few seconds I do turn to the F4S. I launch a missile at the F4S, but unfortunately he does see and flare the missile, so that will not be a kill for us. So what I like to do with this aircraft is I always go for the people who are kind of high while going towards me at a high speed. What I do is I launch my missile and then quickly go to the deck while keeping my radar locked to the target and trying to keep them into my WES, and basically that means I'll have them locked on the limit of the radar's outer limit of its scan range. These two kills right here were very good examples of what I just talked about. I am not keeping them exactly on the angle limit because I do not need to, but I do try to launch the Skyflash when they're a bit high, so they don't have enough time to evade and go to the deck and have a chance to dodge the missile. So right here we start to chase a Tornado. The Tornado is much less maneuverable than us, but is faster. But because I have so many teammates around, he cannot really do anything, and he is kind of forced to turn with us. He is very aware though, so he is flaring our missiles, and I am forced to go guns. As this guy keeps turning, he obviously loses more speed, which makes me catch up to him faster. The F5 is behind me, which worries me a bit, as I do try to go on the 6 of the Tornado. He does try to extend, but I do shoot at him and he is forced to turn. In the meantime, the F5 is coming behind me and fires 2 missiles. It does scare me a bit, so I am forced to disengage from the Tornado for a split second, and I can go back to focusing on the Tornado because my teammates are dealing with the F5. I do with some more shots, but eventually I do get him, and he is my final and 6th kill of the game. So here we are at 12.0. We spot this F4EJ and we immediately lock him up. We launch a Skyflash at him, and the mistake he did there is to dodge the missile he went up. If he stayed on the deck, he would have dodged the missile and would have survived. Exactly after I kill the F4, I see this MiG-23 and it is crossing my nose. I promptly go guns and shoot him down. As I did in the last match, I do extend to see how the battle is transforming, and we spot a MiG-29 behind us. The MiG-29 is approaching us rapidly, and I try to gain lock. Unfortunately, the radar locks something else in the background, but eventually I do lock him. I fire a missile immediately, and then I go immediately to the deck so his radar gets spoofed, while my missile hits him and gives him a critical hit, which eventually will be a kill. Here we see two Japanese Phantoms. The first one is too close to hit me, so I do not really go evasive. While that's happening, I am trying to get a lock on the other F4, and I do manage to fire off my Sky Flash and get a kill on him. There's a MiG-29 behind me and I keep extending. He launches a missile at me and I wait for the last moment to flare it so he can look away and go focus on a teammate. I do attempt to launch an A9G at him, but he does flare the missile out. As you guys can see, as I am explaining, the action is already over. That's because top tier is obviously very fast paced and I can't really talk as fast as the game is going on. After I get a hit, I spot this F4EJ and we go head on. He misses his shots and I go back. The MiG-29 is on my 6 and he fires a missile at me and I flare it out. The MiG-29 quickly realizes that there's a teammate behind him and he pulls off from me and goes into a dogfight with the F4S. The F4EJ is now behind me and tailing me, and he does fire a missile, but the missile is not on me. I turn my plane to go towards him, and then there's another Mirage, but the Mirage is quickly dead. The MiG-29 is also dead, so I go for the F4EJ and get a radar lock, and I get a firing solution and I fire my Sky Flash. And that's basically the game. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.